loved what I resonate a lot with what John said, right? I am of the thinking and opinion that a lot of the things that we're experiencing is not new, but what COVID is doing is it's pushing us in a corner to really look at the truth, right? Because I think I mean, I've been reading quite a bit about human psychology, right? I think one of those things that, so I think we know what the truth is, but we don't deal with the truth because we've always been running on quick fixes, right? We have a problem that was created for months, for years, that has existed. So whether you look at the mindset of the individuals or the mindset of organization is, it is just a total sum of the minds in that space, right? You know, sometimes we say leadership. Who is leadership, right? It's just, so I look at it as your organization and the culture that you hold is the total sum reflection of the total minds in your company, right? Right. So while we say, you know, we need to shift our L&D, we have to shift our strategy, really, I think what we need to do is that first, I think we need to start thinking both at individual level and an organizational level, what is relevant today, and be real about it, right? I think what happened in the past, and pessimistically, I feel it will continue in a more sophisticated manner, right? I think if you talk about change, you really need to change to be relevant, and maybe there is no need to change, right? I don't. Right? So I think we don't need to change for the sake of changing. You don't need to go from face to face or whatever you were doing to online just because everyone says so. Because what if, you know, there are some people who learn better face to face, right? What if some content is better face to face? I think what we need to talk about is not about just shifting strategies so that we sound cool and that we are following the trend. You know, we are very good at following trends, right? But the trend has to fit our reality, right? And I think that's the part we have always missed out in the past. I not hope, I pray that, you know, we've had some time during COVID. Now, what does that mean? If I look at organization transition, right? We used to be very focused in this part of the world on personal development. Individuals are our strength. So like what Sunil said, right? We need to be focused on strength. Now that's not new, right? Engagement is not new, right? None of the things that we're finding out is new. But what is new is that because we didn't do it in the past, we are going extreme pain currently, right? We all know sustainable individuals need to connect with their heart, with their purpose. Now, for me to connect with my heart, with my purpose, I need to know who am I. But if you look at the trends in the last 5 years, again, because AI was very loud, 4.0 was very loud, a lot of training budgets was shifted away from personal development, from soft skills to paying, using that money for technology. Now, it is not that technology is not important, but you don't do either or. You need to see how that different things fit into context and come together, right? And I think we are falling into the trap of either or again, right? Because of COVID, so we need to go all online, we need to be self-learning. If your people have been in this part of the world where we are not taught to self-learn, right? Training, if you look at training evaluation, right? What are we, how do we bring in vendors? We bring them in for content or for fun, right? So right now I hear everyone is on handphone, everyone is on gamification. We talk about generation, right? At some point, I remember when in the recent times, when we are designing training programs, right? I have clients saying we have different generations and you need to meet the needs of generation, which means that you make training shorter and shorter and shorter, right? But none of us are looking at training people for higher retention of learning, training people to be focused, because that is what is going to make a difference in the future. The shorter our attention span, the lesser we're going to learn, right? So on one hand, we want engagement. On one hand, we want people who give optimal performance. On the other hand, all the things that we are doing in training is going opposite on what is good for humanity and for optimal performance, because an organization cannot be at its optimal performance if the individuals are not at optimal performance. So the key thing for me is we need to look at whatever happened pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID. The first conversation you need to have with your superior is, how do I get my optimal performance out? Because that's the only job security all of us have. Because if you're performing, people will keep you. With the retrenchments that's going out, just remember, no job is secure. And if you want to find security, it's only within yourself.